Howdy, Maple Mafia, and welcome to the Maple Mafia Show, y'all. We're going to be covering the items that are going off today on April 13th of 2024. Y'all, we got tons of cool trees on eBay. They go off on Sunday evenings from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way until 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 o'clock, 10 minutes after 9. Y'all, we've got a bunch of cool trees. You can find all these trees by going to mrmaple.com/eBay, and that'll take you to our eBay store for the Maple Mafia. And Maple Mafia, that's a nickname we used to have years ago when we were on eBay. When we came back, we took that same name, Maple Mafia, and went right back with it. Y'all, a bunch of awesome trees going off this evening. The first tree going off on eBay is Mr. Miyagi. This is a pretty rare macabre variant, selection by Joel Johnson out there at Buckholtz Nursery, and it just really has a really unique form to it. It makes a really bonsai-esque shape almost every single time. Tree had been evaluating for years, leaves out green, and then it just has this really nice spreading out kind of bonsai-like look to it. Really awesome selection by him out there. Next up, we've got Ojishi. Ojishi's one of the rare selections in that Shishigashira family. Shishi is the female lion. Ojishi is the male lion. Little flatter leaf, really crumpled up kind of texture to it. Much slower growing than Shishigashira. So these are small, 1 gallons. That's because it takes a while for this tree to get there. Has yellows to oranges in the fall as well. It's an awesome little tree in that Shishigashira family. Think Shishigashira, slightly flatter leaf, not as twisting leaf to it. Still has that crumpled texture, but much slower grower. Next up, we've got some Celebration. We've got a Celebration in a 7-gallon. Now, Celebration is one of the best selections by Talon Buckholtz of Buckholtz Nursery. It has this pink-purple color that's outrageous. It's part of those new ghosts that were selected after he quit putting the name Ghost on many of his introductions. And it's like a ghost, but it has that pink-purple color that is outrageous. It's a new color variation that one of the newest colors to be found in Japanese maples. That pink-purple color is unreal. It looks like something that's out of a cartoon and can add a vibrant color in the landscape. Next up, y'all, we've got a 1 gallon of Acer Palmatum Rainbow. Now, Rainbow is another selection by Talon Buckholtz, but it's a deep, deep maroon with almost a bright pink, like a real baby pink kind of color on that deep maroon. So it's really showy. It's one of the most showy Japanese maples of them all. Rainbow, if you start seeing any branches that are solid red, I do recommend pruning those out because it can revert and it doesn't go back. So you always want to prune for the best variegation with Rainbow, but it is an amazing, one of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen. Now, Japanese Princess is next up, going off today. That's one of Talon Buckholtz's first introductions with a macabre variant with color. You know, later he introduced Mayday, and we've introduced some other ones from the Buckholtz farm that have some color variations and our own variations as well. But Japanese Princess not only has that pink color in the spring, but it has twisting foliage as well. Stays dense and compact like Makawi Etsubusa, and it's going to get in that 4-foot in range in 10 years. Not a very fast grower. May need some protection from the hot afternoon sun. I just remember walking around Tony Avent's garden, and right up next to his home, he had a Japanese Princess. And we were walking around with Talon Buckholtz, and Talon was impressed that Tony had put that Japanese Princess right up next to his home, just because it's his introduction. Y'all, next up going off today, we've got Bonsai Baby. Now, Bonsai Baby is not a cultivar, but it's a seedling variant that is tight, dense, compact, and every Bonsai Baby is slightly different. And it's got small leaves. It's great for bonsai. It'd be great for a small tree in the landscape as well. But it just has really tightly layering on the habit, which is really different. It's not a Makawi Etsubusa seedling. It's got a little bit smaller leaf than that. Would be excellent for bonsai as well. One of those are going off today. Speaking of bonsai, next up we've got Allen's Gold. Now, Allen's Gold is one of the very first pine barks that also has spring interest color. It's crazy. It's awesome. It was actually selected for the orange and then going to the yellow after that on the spring color, and then later they found out that it gets the pine bark as well. So crazy that is a thing. I mean, that seems unreal. Arakawa, Nishikigawa, neither one of those give you spring interest. You can go down the list. Ibo Nishiki. I mean, you go down the list of Ibo Nishiki and any of the other pine barks, none of them have spring color except Allen's Gold. It takes a little longer to get the pine barking, but it gets there. And it also gives it spring interest. So amazing tree, beautiful in the landscape as well. I mean, it's a larger tree with some great spring interest that develops pine bark too. So it's an amazing new selection that is crazy because it combines all the traits that we like about Winayama and Arakawa and mixes those two together. Y'all, next up, we've got Little Joe. Now, Little Joe is a compact form. It was a selection by Dr. Konetsky, and he gave it to us and named it after his brother, Joe. It's a witch's broom that happened there on one of his Acer palmatums, and we were one of the first people to get it, graft it, evaluate it, and introduce it into the trade. We're talking 3 to 4 feet in height, 3 to 4 foot in width. Really cool, new, neat little witch's broom. Now, next up, y'all, we've got Mystic Makawa going off today. Mystic Makawa is a tightly layering Makawa variant, and it's one of the first orange forms. It's one of the best orange forms as well. Just slightly slower growing than Makawa Yetsubusa. It fits in the landscape really well. But that spring color is fairly consistent on its orange, which is awesome. Next up, going off this evening, we got Muka. Now, if you've watched our video on World Maple Park on the MrMaple Show, if you haven't subscribed over there, go subscribe. The MrMaple Show on YouTube. It's awesome. We've also got a MrMaple Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. But on YouTube, you can go check out when we go visit World Maple Park. We've got some early footage. We were just recording just to try to get an idea of what we saw and be able to remember it. And you get to see in one of those videos when we're going through the greenhouses, our very first time we saw Muka. Small leafed, really amazing. The new growth can get a little bit of a twist to it. Really awesome little compact form. You don't see much available in the United States. Here it is, here going off this evening on eBay. Now, again, all these trees are going off on eBay, and you can find this list at mrmaple.com/eBay. That takes you to our sellers page, the Maple Mafia. And as each of these trees go off today, there's trees going on the exact same time on for next week. So you can go ahead and get an idea of what you may want to be going after that will be going off next weekend. Guys, next up, we've got Kryptonite. Kryptonite is one of our introductions that we were able to put a name on. It's a very good sport that happened on Makawa Yetsubusa, and the variegation isn't as prominent in the early spring, so don't worry about it whenever you first get it. It's not going to look as variegated. When it comes to late spring, early summer, the variegation is going to look like Mania no Sato. It's going to be a lime green on dark green, real elongated leaf. It is amazing. It's one of the coolest Makawa variants that's out there, and get some really nice yellows to oranges in the fall. Super slow grower. Y'all, it is next level. Speaking about next level, next up, we've got Acer Shirasanum Magic Moon. This is an Acer Shirasanum selection that has a malting-like variegation. It's almost like green veins, but it's almost like a yellow malting across it. Crazy. I've never seen anything when it comes to a Shirasanum that had anything like this. This is a game changer. And guys, we got a good size 1 gallon here on going off this afternoon on eBay. Magic Moon is one of the most sought after Acer Shirasanums of them all. And you can go check out some of the memes from Alan LaFoe in our Mr. Maple Friends group on Facebook. You can type in Magic Moon. People post photos of it, but they also a ton of memes about Magic Moon, and the majority of them coming from Alan LaFoe. Next up, going off this evening, we've got Martha Ghost. Now, Martha Ghost is one of the rarest members of the Ghost series. It was named after one of Talon's propagators. When she no longer worked for him, he quit producing it. And a super slow grower, one of the slower growing members of the Ghost series, but it has some really nice sort of pink colors with some like lime green veining in it. It's really awesome. Needs some protection from the hot afternoon sun, but one of the rarest members of the Ghost series. You got First Ghost, Baby Ghost, Uncle Ghost, Grandma Ghost, Amber, Sister. I mean, I could go down the whole list. There's 9 of them total, and this is by far the rarest of the Ghost series. We had to track it down from one of Talon's suppliers. We've dropped it once, maybe twice on Mr. Maple. The other times they've been released once at Open House and here through our eBay. Speaking about open house, we just had one open house. We've got another one coming up, and that's going to be on Memorial Day. So you'll have to remember, come to Mr. Maple open house on Memorial Day. Now, next up, y'all, next tree going off is hot sauce. Acer Arboretum hot sauce. This is a member of the Heat Seeker series that we introduced here at Mr. Maple. It is super heat tolerant. It's got the leaves like a bloodgood, like it's that bigger red leaf. But the superpowers of Acer Arboretum. It was a chance seedling found, well, it was a seedling found by Masi Oshiano off an Acer Arboretum at Royal Maple Park, and he had a code name on it. He said, well, if you're going to graft it and introduce it to the trade, please put a name on it. We asked him permission to put hot sauce on it. He allowed us to put it as that and release it as a member of Heat Seeker series with hot blonde, hot tamale, hot chicken, and some of the other Heat Seekers that we've introduced. Y'all, an amazing upright red that's got that superpower of being super heat tolerant. Next up, going off today, we've got Acer Palmatum Koi. Now, Koi is one of our introductions that has a really nice bronze color in the spring, and then you can get some sort of yellows to bronzes during the summer as well on that Makawi Etsubusa style variant. Those are really popular because we love them, and when we love something, we talk about it quite a bunch because it is one of those trees that we like. Makawi Etsubusa just has that lively feel out there, and all the color variations are some of our favorite trees. There are also some of the trees that are more difficult to produce because of their tightly layering habit, and because of that, it's one of the trees that we can't produce enough of. That's one of the reasons why I've been dropping some of these on eBay to give you all another chance to be able to get some of these really cool rare trees. Next up, going off this evening, we've got Acer Burgerianum Michael Steinhardt. We've got a good size XL 1 gallon of this. Michael Steinhardt is a yellow trident maple. And in the sunlight, it gets more and more yellow as that summer goes on. Super heat tolerant, being able to handle full sun in middle Tennessee. It's hot out there. This thing can handle it. It's vigorous. It's an Acer Burgerianum, so it gets out there quickly. Has really good oranges to reds in the fall as well. Selection by Don Shadow out there at Shadow Nursery in Tennessee. Named after one of his friends at the time, Michael Steinhardt. This is one of my favorite trident maples. Next up, going off this evening, we've got Mayday. Now, Mayday is one of the most sought-after Makawi Etsubusa variants. It leaves out in the spring as almost like a peach or peach orange, and then goes to a nice blonde yellow. It's got that tightly layering habit like Makawi Etsubusa and is very slow growing. It's really beautiful. Y'all, it is one of those trees that everybody's after, though. So be ready to jump in last second and grab that tree if that's what you're looking for. Again, we're getting closer towards that 10 minutes after 9 kind of time frame in the next 3. So I'm guessing origami, Pseudosubuldium origami that's coming up next is going to be close to that 8:50 mark. And that's Eastern Standard Time. And origami has that almost Sharp's Pygmy, Lima Gold kind of style, but it's a Pseudosubuldianum hybrid. So this is a newer selection of a Pseudosubuldianum. Pseudosubuldianums are thought that they can go down to zone 4. This one may have more palmatum in it. I don't know if it's really been trialed in a zone 4, but there's a chance that it can actually handle more cold than your typical palmatum because it does have some Pseudosubuldianum heritage and genetics in it as well. Really cool in its shape, really cool in its styles. But if you're zones 5 through 9, it's a beautiful, new, neat dwarf to grow in your garden. Pseudosubuldianums give you some really nice fall colors, and origami's definitely going to do that. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we've got Bella. Bella is an introduction that has a twisting leaf to it. And we actually found Bella at one of our friends' nurseries, the same guy who introduced Wildfire. It was a seedling he had in a large 20-gallon that Matt and I walked up and we were like, this thing looks really cool. And just had a twisting leaf to it. It's something akin to, I would consider it like a more upright Teriyama. It's almost in that Makawa family, but it's also kind of close to the Shishigashira, the way the leaves twist. Pretty rare. We, graft it from time to time here at Mr. Maple. It is a really cool, new, neat dwarf. The original tree is here at Mr. Maple, and it's always something interesting, just the way the leaves give that twist and that unique texture. And lastly, going off at 9:10 p.m., that's 10 minutes after 9 Eastern Standard Time this evening, we've got Munkawi Etsubusa. Now, Munkawi Etsubusa is a selection by Keith Johansson and Metro Maples. It's said to be a hybrid between Acer Shirasalem and Moonrise, also known as Mun 001 because it was found by Carl Munn. and Macawi Etsubusa. Now, we don't know for sure that that's the genetics of this, but he did hand pollinate the two, collected seeds from it, and then selected the seedlings that selected from those seedlings for the one that had the most moonrise-like qualities on the Macawi Etsubusa. So you get some yellows, oranges, and reds malting across on a Macawi Etsubusa variant. That one is the one that everyone's definitely going to be after this evening, going off last. And it's one that everybody is trying to get. We've been producing it for quite a while here at MrMaple. And, we may have some of those coming out later this year. But it is one of those trees that we will not be able to produce enough of. They're going to sell out really quickly whenever we do list them. Often these Macawa variants that we're selling here on eBay, they're often ones that can sell out in a matter of seconds on our website. And so this gives people the opportunity, if you're not quick, you can still have the opportunity to jump in and grab one on eBay. We appreciate y'all jumping in today. Again, that's mrmaple.com/eBay is where you're going to start finding all these trees going off this evening. And this video began at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the very first Mr. Miyagi goes off, and the very last one will be going off at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. If you want to talk about some of these trees that are going off on eBay at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Mr. Maple Show, we do have our weekly podcast. So that's going to be a very long podcast where a lot of people often get in the live chat and talk about some of the really cool trees that are going off on eBay. Thanks so much for jumping in today. Take care. God bless. And have a great day.